Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Urbanik. I'm one of the founders of Second Half Coach Wealth Management and Goal Magazine. And we're here today with newly elected president, Kayla Sutton, of the Greater Latrobe Partners in Education Foundation, who is the benefactor of our upcoming golf event, which is coming up this Monday, August 14th at Latrobe Country Club. And we'd like to talk a little bit about the foundation, our event, what it supports, and who's benefiting from it. And so thanks for being here today, Kayla.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So this event over the last week, this is going to be our eighth year. In over 7 years, we've raised $160,000. Could you talk a little bit about some of the things that has been done with this money over the years?
Yeah, so as the newly elected president for the foundation, we are so appreciative of everything you guys have done for the Greater Latrobe School District. You have helped the special needs community in our school so much, and we couldn't do everything we've done without your support. So we thank you guys for everything you have done. Some of the things that you have done is provide sensory rooms to all the elementary buildings. So a sensory room is a classroom where the children's sensory needs can be met. So a lot of times in a regular classroom, students with special needs are overstimulated and they just get overwhelmed. So they can take a break from their regular day, go into a sensory room where their sensory needs can be met, and just kind of take a break. And I've seen students in these classrooms, and it really is nice for them to just kind of disengage for a little bit, take a break, and then they can go back in the regular classroom. So that's one of the big things that has been done with this money.
What I find interesting about the sensory rooms is, and I don't think a lot of people understand this, is you said take a break, and that's exactly what it is. Their ability to go into a room that meets these needs gets them back into the classroom much quicker and much more efficiently, and gets them to the point where they're able to get back in the classroom, concentrate, be productive. Whereas if something like that did not exist, that break could turn into like an afternoon.
Right.
Like it could consume their entire day.
Right.
So these types of rooms in schools, it's imperative to turn what could ruin a kid's day or make a day unproductive, get them back in the classroom in a short amount of time.
100%. Yeah, I've seen students having a meltdown in the regular classroom. Again, just overstimulated, and they can take a break, go in there, get their sensory needs met, go back in, and completely start over. So they're extremely imperative in the classrooms today.
And the proceeds for our golf outing and paint and sip specifically help the autistic support, learning support, and life skills classrooms. And I understand from the life skills standpoint, the school has dedicated these funds to a cafe in the school, as well as like some apartment living where kids can get a feel for independent living, cooking on their own, taking care of things themselves. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, and I think that is an amazing thing as well that we do. So students, again, with special needs, a lot of times they lack the ability to learn these skills without some help. So the apartment that we have provides them with an opportunity to go shopping, to clean, to cook. They do all these things in an apartment setting with an instructor, so they're learning these life skills that they will need after they move on and graduate school. And what's really cool about this apartment is at the end of it, the students they have a picnic. All the families, some educators come, and they provide everything. They have to clean the apartment before everybody comes. They get the supplies, they learn to set the table, cook the meal, and have this picnic for their family. And everybody gets to come and see all the work that they've been doing at this apartment. It's really cool.
That's great. You mentioned about the things we're doing and stuff like that, and I really appreciate that. But this event would not happen without tons of businesses sponsoring, tons of people attending. Like, for example, this year we got 105 golfers coming. We've got 22 painters coming. When I think of the word community, I think of collaboration and for the betterment of the next generation. And these kids in our local district, Latrobe School District, are getting these opportunities and enrichment opportunities that they otherwise wouldn't get because business is working with education. and businesses collaborating with other businesses to provide this influx of money. I mean, $160,000 goes a long way.
Right.
So I want to take that opportunity to thank all the businesses that have supported this event over the years, all the individual golfers and painters, the volunteers who come and just help make the event run smoothly. I also want to thank our hosts, Latrobe Country Club. Latrobe Country Club has been a very, very gracious host, have worked with us really well over the last few years. They really make a beautiful outing. Everyone gets the an opportunity to golf, on Arnie's course. So I want to give them a shout out to our friends at Latrobe Country Club for making it such a great place to host an event. Will you be participating in the paint and sip this year?
Unfortunately, I am not able to come this year. We're going on vacation.
Okay.
But I have participated in the past, and it is a very high class, very wonderful event. I'm sad that I'm missing it. But you guys do a wonderful job putting on the golf outing, and I love that you added the paint and sip event because a lot of women, anybody, they might not golf, but it provides them an opportunity to paint or do something else. So unfortunately, I will miss this one, but I know that it'll go off without a hitch.
Well, some people may be intimidated by the painting because they might not consider themselves artists. Can you talk a little bit about how easy it is to participate in?
Yeah, so the artist really walks you through step by step. I personally am not an artist at all. I would never pretend to be, but they really make it fun and not intimidating. It's just a group of, when I did it, I think it was all women, so a group of like-minded women that are just there to support the cause and have a good time. And the artist just really takes you through step by step. Pause if you need a moment, and everyone's just sharing good conversation. So it's not intimidating at all, and it's a wonderful place to just have fun. I took my mom, and it was something that her and I could do together, and it was a great experience that her and I got to share while supporting a wonderful cause.
I think there's quite a few mother-daughters that come and do this. It's a nice thing for them to do. And men have participated. So if you're not a golfer, don't be afraid to come out and participate as a guy too. So one of the things I want to mention before we move on is I want to thank a couple special volunteers, Nancy Ross-Boson and Becky Mormack, who are local artists who help us make the paint and sip happen. And keep in mind, everybody who does something for the golf outing on a volunteer basis, that's more money that we're not paying somebody to do something that just goes to these causes. So that's an incredible donation of their time and talent, and we appreciate it. I also want to thank those who represent the foundation, the school district, Jessica Golden and Sharon Lejeune for all their help and support over the years. Superintendent Mike Peremka, who has been fantastic, and I'm sure will be hitting the woods out there on the course this come Monday as well. I also want to thank our very own Tanya Rockwell for all her special work she does to bring this event to fruition every year. It's a credit to her efforts and her enthusiasm that this has been so successful. Kayla, our event is not the only thing that brings money into the foundation. Could you talk about some other things that you guys have going on that maybe people could be interested in going forward?
Yeah, so one of our big ways we bring in money is an annual fund that we have every year. We ask teachers, alumni, anybody near and far to donate to our annual fund, and that just goes to our general endowment fund that is used for scholarships and different events throughout the year. So that'll be kicking off in late September, and you can donate through our website, through Facebook. There's a link, so you just visit the Greater Latrobe Partners in Education Foundation site, and you can donate directly from there. We have an annual fund every year that we ask people living near and far to contribute to, and the annual fund supports just our general endowment fund, so providing scholarships and other programming. We do teacher grants every year. Teachers come to us and ask us for things that they need in the classroom. We're able to provide those things. This year we were actually able to fulfill all of the teacher grants, which was really great, and that's thanks to community support. You can go to our website. We have a Facebook page that you can donate directly through that by visiting the Greater Latrobe Partners in Education Foundation. One thing we do every year is also Loyal and True Dinner, and that is at the Fred Rogers Center. This year it'll be March 14th, and it's a way to engage alumni. We sold out the past couple years, which is great, and it's just a nice event for alumni from the school to get together. We have a Distinguished Alumni Award that we're always accepting nominations for. We had Lester Sutton as our first Distinguished Alumni, Barry and Linda Banker as our second one. Wonderful people who have done amazing things for the community, and we're looking for a third one. So if anybody has any nominations, we're accepting those all the time.
Well, there you go. If you know an distinguished alumni from Latrobe who's worthy of consideration of this award, you know how to get their name on their radar. Those are great names to try to follow in the footsteps of, that's for sure.
For sure.
One of the things that I think, as a parent of kids in our school district and of just, students in general this age, one of the things that concerns parents is safety and security. And one of the things that I find so impressive of the foundation and the school district too is the attention that has been paid to safety and security for our students. And it gives me a lot of peace of mind as a father, and I'm sure you as a mom. Could you talk a little bit about, what the foundation has done to support the district and its students in this way?
Sure, and I totally agree with you. Unfortunately, in today's world, that has to be at the top of our radar, and Latrobe has done an amazing job of making that the top of their list. And we couldn't do it without the support that we as the foundation get from community involvement. This past year, we were able to provide 3 school resource officer vehicles. We call them SRO vehicles. So they are police vehicles that are at all of the elementary schools. So Mountain View, Bagley, and LES all have one there full time, and there's one throughout the junior high and high school. So they're there for many different needs. I know they're used to take kids to interviews and stuff in the high school. They're actually using them to take kids if they need to go places. But in my mind, as a parent, it's a huge deterrent. If somebody sees a police vehicle at the building at all times, it's a major deterrent to do something. So as a parent, it's amazing having those there. We also have at the school district 12 police officers. They're there at every building. They're not all 12 there every day, but there is at least one in every building every day. And they're trying to build connections with students so that students do not fear police officers. And I've been in Bagley many times with my kids, and I'm a sub there, and the police officers there are wonderful. They know the kids by name, the kids know them. They make them feel safe. They're there again as a deterrent, but they're also there to kind of bridge the gap and make people think that police officers are not intimidating bad people.
Right. I can't agree more. I mean, they really have struck a balance on being that deterrent, that presence that says, nothing should happen here that shouldn't happen here. Right. But at the same time, they're approachable. They engage the students. It's not something that creates an environment that is intimidating or where kids feel like they're going to school in like a military type situation. Nobody wants that either.
Right.
We want our kids to feel like kids and be kids, but we want them to be safe. And your foundation and the district and these officers have really struck an amazing balance with that. And that can't be easy. That can't be easy. So thanks for talking about that a little bit. Kayla, we've talked about a lot, and one person I really want to make sure we mention is Lori Habrisco. Her leadership and her guidance from her position has been so important over the years for us, knowing that the funds that we're raising is really getting to the areas of most need for the students that we're working to support. Could you talk a little bit about her role and how her support and her guidance and expertise has been advantageous for the foundation and the district?
Yeah, absolutely. She is a huge asset to the district, and we wouldn't be able to do the things without her. It's not unlikely that you'll see her on a Friday night at Chad's Corn Maze taking these kids with what she has created. She has created something called PAC Club Activities, and what they do is allow students with special needs to engage and communicate with each other. She's teaching them social skills that they lack sometimes. So She's taking them on her own time on a Friday evening or whenever. She's taking them snow tubing. She's taking them, like I said, to corn mazes. She's really taking them on experiences that they may not have otherwise. And she's really acting in real time. So if a need arises in a classroom, she's in there. She has connections with the teachers. That if something comes up, she's able to act on it very quickly. So there's no downtime. And she's amazing. And thanks to you guys, she's able to do those things.
Well, I think it's important that I always tell my kids, if you want to get anywhere in life, you can't just do what's expected. You got to go above and beyond what's expected. And I think Lori's somebody who does that, talking about being out there on a Friday night on her time. But it's also about businesses doing more than what's expected, community members doing more than what's expected. We all got to do more to make our community stronger and better for the next generation. And I think that the school district and its foundation are shining examples of that. For example, how many districts have a foundation that helps fill in these holes and needs that they may have? People can sit around and say, and complain that we don't have this, we don't have that. And, you can complain all day, but sooner or later, somebody's got to take action. And the district has taken action, the foundation takes action, engages with the community quite a bit to get people involved. And from that has come up, the security officers we've talked about, these the cafes for kids to get working experience, apartments to get life skills training, pack clubs so that kids who struggle with socializing can learn to socialize. Mm-hmm. That doesn't come from complaining, that comes from doing. Right. And you're another example of that. You're sitting on a volunteer position, being president of a foundation. It's not an easy task. It's time consuming. You're a mom. You've got all kinds of things going on, but you're taking time out to lead this foundation. So I want to make sure I thank you for that too. As a parent in the district, I thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And we certainly appreciate everything you guys do as well. The Goal magazine is such an amazing asset to our community, and we couldn't do what we do without you guys and your support. So thank you.
Well, thank you. Speaking of Goal magazine, I thought I'd mention our most recent edition, who just so happens on the cover has Mike Poremka and the Wildcat from Latrobe School District, and Jamie Perino and the Panther from Franklin Regional School District. This article in the magazine, you'll want to pick this up and read it. If you don't already get Goal magazine, go to our website and subscribe. Our cover story, this issue, talks about two districts who are forward thinking. Two districts that are thinking outside the box and doing things differently. Imagine that, okay? Imagine that. Doing something differently to get good results, to help kids from all the statistics and all the data we have over the years, looking, can we do something different? Can we approach this in a different way? Can we give them another type of experience that helps get them better prepared for college or post-secondary training or the workforce, whatever it is they choose to do when they graduate? These two districts are shining examples of that, and this is an interesting article on that. And if you happen to live in a district that's not doing this, maybe that's the type of pressure you should provide or give them to start thinking outside the box a little bit for their students as well. Kayla, I want to thank you again for being here today. You're somebody who's, the newly elected president of the foundation. Being president of a foundation is not an easy task. It's time consuming. You're a mom in the district. You're a substitute teacher in the district. You're also a business owner in our community. So, you've got a lot going on, and you take a lot of time out of, you find time to also be volunteering for the betterment of our school district and our community. I thank you for that. Could you talk a little bit about what you're doing in your business?
So my sister-in-law Trisha and I bought the Latrobe skating rink about 2.5 years ago. I'm gonna be honest, I never dreamt of owning a skating rink. It was never part of my plan, but it was probably gonna close, and we didn't want to see it close. There's not much for the community, not much in the community for kids to do, and we didn't want to take something away. So we learned a lot. It's been great. It's been a great adventure. I couldn't do it without her. But we've learned a lot. There's a lot of kids that come through our doors week after week. We've met a lot of amazing kids and families, and we love doing school parties. So we love being here, and we're just down the road from you guys. But yeah, it's been really fun.
Well, my family has a lot of nice memories there from hosting birthday parties over the years and going to, our friends' kids' birthday parties and stuff. And that was a family-owned business prior to you guys owning it as a family too, right?
Yes, yeah. The Ernie family owned it for years, and they did an amazing job. And they closed during COVID, and circumstances happened that they weren't going to open back up. So they were looking for a community-minded family to take it over, and here we are. Like I said, 2.5 years later. I had a lot to learn, and I'm still learning every day, but it's been fun. We've met wonderful people.
Well, that's a really, heartwarming story. Like you said, it was a family-owned business. It's still a family-owned business. COVID disrupted its contribution to our community, but you were able to reignite that and keep it going forward, and that's exciting. And that's something in our community that each generation should have going forward. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Kayla, thanks again for being here today. I really appreciate it. I hope our viewers and listeners, got something out of this, got motivated by it. If anything, I hope too they see that, that people are out there making sure that their community schools are as good as they can be. And again, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you do as well.
I'd like to end today. We're going to circle back to our golf outing a little bit, where we still got a few spots available for golfers, a few spots available for painters. So it's not too late to sign up, although the clock is ticking. And you can always donate. You can donate through the website and everything like that too. We've got a lot of great prizes. We've got, you could win a NASCAR getaway, a Broadway show, concerts. There's a 7-day resort getaway for a family of 4. Awesome food. Lots of great prizes and baskets to have a chance to win. It's a 2-person scramble, which is different than a lot of other outings. It gives you a chance to play your own ball more. And the winning twosome of our event gets something special provided by Wildcat Championship belts. This is not what any other outing provides its winners. Okay, now you don't get to keep this, but you do get to keep it for a year. You can wear it anywhere you want. Past winners have been seen places like KFC, Walmart, and other local events wearing this. And no one says anything or thinks anything less of them. I mean, if you won this, you'd wear it too. Okay? So come out, bring your best golf game, try to win this belt, have bragging rights for a year, and see if you can come back the next year and win it again.